All right, folks, I'm gonna start a nice little project here on the old Massey Harris 44. It's been sitting up with our collection of tractors for, I don't know, about a year. I've been wanting to get it down here to the house and work on it. I think it's got some really good potential to get it running. I really do. I'm not gonna spend, I'm not gonna spend every waking moment on it, but when I do have some time here and there, I am going to get out here and piddle around with it. I pulled it down here, took my side-by-side, me and my wife, and pulled it down here yesterday and put it out back out here. I have taken the carburetor off, and it's in bad shape. I mean, very, very bad shape. So got it off. I may end up having to buy a carburetor. I don't really want to spend any money on this tractor to try and get it running. It's one of those things, if I can get it to fire and maybe try to run, then I may put a little bit of money into it. But, I'm not wanting to sink some money into it and then it not do anything. I do know it's free. The engine's not stuck whatsoever. It's got a hand crank on it. I was able to turn it over, and feels like it's got some pretty decent compression. So I think it's got some potential there for it. It is a 12-volt system, and I've already got a few things that's missing a coil, but already got an internally resisted 12-volt coil that I had on another tractor I was trying to crank, never got nowhere with it. So I do have that. I pulled it actually off of that tractor a while ago, and it's got some new spark plugs and wires. I still got to get the spark plugs, but I did pull the wires off of it. So I've got that much. And otherwise, other than getting the carb to do something, I don't know that I'm gonna need a whole lot of anything. I know the starter button works because I have put a battery on this before just to see if it would turn over, and I did get the starter button right there to push in and to turn it over. Didn't do a whole lot with it, but it did a little bit. So I do have that assurance that it does work. So but just a little project. Hopefully make this into a will it start type video. Haven't done a will it start on anything, so I'm hoping to maybe make this a will it start video, and hopefully it'll start. I'd like to put this, it's got hydraulics on it. I'd like to put change one of the fittings out, maybe put this and be able to do a little disking with it, or even put the Vermeer hay rake behind it and rake some hay with it. So it'd be pretty neat, I think, with a Vermeer hay rake behind it and raking some hay. So me or Double D driving it. So I think it'd be pretty neat. So I do have another one of these, but I know they make a Super 44, and I don't know if this is classified as a Super 44, and the other one that I have up, the other one like this I have is not a Super 44, but the engines are different in the two tractors. I know that because just to set up, this engine block's way bigger than the other one. The alternator's on the opposite side, carb's on the same side, but this manifold's way bigger. The air cleaner's bigger. The carb seems to be a little bigger. So tractor's about the same size, but I think there's must have been a difference in motors or something between the two tractors. So pretty much same setup as far as everything else, but the motors are different. So and I had two different carbs. I went up there to try to maybe change the carb out. So, but anyway, I'll keep you updated as I go along. Like I say, I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on it, just when I have a chance here and there during the summer. Wanted to make it a winter project, just had the chance to do that. So I finally was able to get it up here and Gonna pedal around with it some, like I said, just pedal around with it and hopefully get it running and be able to use it some. I think it'd be real neat to be able to rake hay with or dist or do some stuff like that with. So, but I'll keep you updated as we roll along with this project. Well, folks, a little update on the Massey Harris 44 project. This is the carburetor off of that tractor, and from all appearances looks like a pretty good carburetor. It is a Zenith. You can see the name there, but it is a Zenith brand carburetor, and I've had this soaking for 2 days now, and that's nasty. I mean, that's what the inside of the car, and you see I just tore all the choke. That is the choke valve right there, and I have tore it all the pieces trying to bend it. I took all the pieces that hooked the choke up from right there. I took all that off just to see if I could turn it, and I never could. I set a pair of pliers on it, wouldn't do anything, and ended up bending it right there, like I said. And you can see just massive amounts of corrosion and junk. I mean, it's just all through that portion there. So that's pretty nasty. So the outside, like I said, is good. I've been trying to work on this. Can't get this is the throttle for it. Cannot get it to move at all either. So yeah, no hope, I think, for this carburetor. So I've been looking online. New ones are outrageous. I have found one on eBay. It's $200, and I'm gonna really have to pray over that to purchase it, because I'd hate to put $200 in the car and then the tractor not do anything. I ain't wanting, like I said, I ain't want to spend a whole lot of money on it and then it not do anything whatsoever. So I don't know. That's where I'm sitting right now. Just gotta make some decisions. So, but wanted to give you an update on the carb situation with the Massey Harris 44. Folks, just finished cultivating the garden with 130. I like doing it with the cub, but I'm still having some carb issues with the Farmall cub, so I just went ahead and used 130. Used 130 last time I cultivated, which would have been, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago. So garden's doing pretty good. I've replanted some stuff, planted some more stuff. It's pretty spotty. So our temperatures and the fluctuations that we've had this year in temperature and lack of rain, which I have been watering. You see there, I got the sprinkler set up right there. I got it several other places in the garden, so I have been doing some watering with the sprinkler. Has done okay, but it's still been pretty shoddy. And like I said, I think the temperatures and the soil not getting warm enough like it usually does was a big factor in that. Plus, I had the seeds I used this year. Trust the company, but it's the first time I've ever used their seeds. So, but some of the seeds did good. Like, let's see, that tire right there is some of the same seeds, and that's a tire raised bed. So I don't know. I think a lot of it's got to do with soil. I'm gonna really start working on my soil, and I know it don't need any lime or anything of that nature. I'm gonna start doing a lot of composting and putting a lot of organic matter. Ain't no organic matter in that. I'm gonna start working on getting me some organic matter big time in that garden soil, so, or that garden sand. So, but anyway, raised beds look tremendous. I've got okra coming up and some of these here. Sweet potatoes are growing like crazy, even though I've had a deer come in here and we had the electric fence off and deer broke in, has ate some one portion in the corner there of my sweet potatoes, and then I did notice they ate some of my beans as well the past night or so. But everything in the raised bed, we got squash and zucchini coming off right there, and like I said, I got some beans over there and that stuff there. So I think it's just the soil and that sand. It's a mess. So, but I'm gonna work, like I said, I'm gonna work on getting start getting some more organic matter in that sort of sand, because they ain't none whatsoever. You know, as much as I've planted in, it still ain't gotten a whole lot. So I'm gonna start adding a bunch of stuff to it and get some good organic matter into it. The first stuff I cultivated today is watermelons and watermelons and pumpkins. And one row of it, we didn't have but 2 hills come up. It was seeds that we had saved out of a pumpkin from this past fall. We still got some of them. We're gonna replant those. The watermelons, I think about every hill of the watermelons came up. And that actually seed that I bought from the same company. And then the other row was pumpkins, and those were different pumpkins, and they came up pretty good too. So should have a good little pumpkin crop. And we've got a huge pumpkin plant that voluntarily came up where my wife had put a pumpkin out by our door that we come out of all the time, our back door, and it is absolutely huge. It is a huge pumpkin plant. So if we don't have pumpkins nowhere else, we're gonna have pumpkins right beside our door coming up in the flower bed. So, but anyway, so just wanted to give you a little garden update. Hadn't done anything else to the Massey Harris 44 that you seen at the beginning of the video. I hadn't made any strides. I have looked for a carburetor, one of the little Japanese carburetors. I seen JT Bar and Grill. He had used one on his Farmall C. So I did a little bit of searching. I hadn't completed that search yet. Just hadn't had time. So, but anyway, hopefully we can get that project going and get it somewhere. I just want to go ahead and post the update on that new startup project and give you a little update on the garden here in this video. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, give us a thumbs up. Hope everybody's having a great day. Father's Day was this past weekend. Hope all the fathers had a great Father's Day. They're out there watching this. So God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you in the next one.